everybody. Welcome once again to Apostolic Children's Ministry Podcast. We are carrying on the tradition of being consistent with the podcast, and I'm just so proud of us because we are markedly inconsistent in many ways, but not in this one right now. So hopefully we can keep up the trend. But we have someone that hasn't been on the podcast for quite a while here, and it is my sister-in-law,
Sarah Booker.
Yes, Sarah Booker. We're so happy she's here.
Thank you.
And her daughter, Natalya, is here. And Trystan, my daughter, is here.
It's Booker Takeover.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is. We did have some other people scheduled to come, and they just weren't able to make it for a variety of reasons. So we're just going to get rolling with what we have. And if they show up later, then that's just fine. Now, I hate to admit it, guys. I wasn't here this last Sunday, and I hear I missed a good one, a banger of a Sunday, as it were.
It's a good day.
So let's start with bus, because we've had an ongoing challenge to try to hit a number that we haven't hit before since COVID. And I think every church out there can probably attest, I would imagine most of them anyway, that the numbers are have been harder to come by since COVID for a bunch of reasons. People are just more leery. They're not wanting to be I don't know, away from their kids, or I don't know. Everybody's they're on edge, it seems like. And so it is starting to lighten up even in this bizarre state of California. But we had the challenge of hitting 125 kids.
Yes.
And we've been close. We've been sniffing at it for a few weeks. But this Sunday, why don't you guys break the big news? Yes. What happened?
We had, I think, 127.
127, which is crazy.
Yeah. And it was a pretty uniform, based on the numbers that I saw, pretty uniform, not uniform, but all the routes contributed.
Yes.
But I'm so glad Sarah's here, because their route has not just grown, not just doubled, not just tripled. Tell us about the exponential growth you guys have had on Blue Route.
So I just checked our Blue Route chat, and in April, we were picking up 5 consistently. We had one family that has 5. And at the time, I know we were knocking doors, doing everything we could, and it eventually paid off. At the beginning of the year, we knocked on a certain apartment complex and found a family. It was just a boy and a girl. And every single week we were consistent, knocking that same apartment complex week after week. And this last Sunday, I was on the bus with the first family we picked up, and here comes Darylyn walking with 13 kids just out of that one apartment complex. And that wasn't even all of them. 13. So just consistency, just every week. At the beginning, there was moms that were like, I don't know. But they saw, especially Darylyn, shout out to Darylyn Reichard, for just every single week being consistent, going in that apartment complex. If they had a smidge of an interest, she was back there like, we're here again this week. She's so sweet. For those that don't know who
Darylyn she's referring to, this is Delaney's sister. She is the nice sister. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Delaney. If you're listening, I'm joking. No, she is more quiet in person, but she is a remarkable young lady. She's just incredible. She's been the bus captain of Blue Route for
about
years.
A year.
Yeah.
No, her and Lauren were together for quite a while.
They were
by herself.
Yeah. They co-captained for a couple years, or not a couple years, but like they co-captained for a while.
I think it was a couple years.
And then she took over when Lauren stepped down.
Yeah, so very, very consistent. And I love what you say, what you just brought up, Sarah, because I think it's something that people don't take serious enough. When you go to an area for the first time and you knock a door and you don't see the results that you expect, or you get some interest but nobody actually comes on the bus from that. Sometimes you can say, well, let's try another apartment complex next time. Yeah. And they can just kind of hop around the city hoping, like we said a few podcasts ago, for the gold mine. Well, you might be at it, but it takes time. And these people they don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. You're a random stranger knocking on their door asking for their kids. I mean, we don't propose it like that. It doesn't come across creepy, but that's what you're doing effectively. Okay. And so I can imagine those people, the first couple of weeks you knocked on the door, they were kind of seeing what everybody else did. And then when you broke the ice with that one family, it just unlocked a whole chain of them coming. So.
Yeah, that mom didn't even, she was like, Sunday school, what's that? But I guess they can go. So and then we started going out during midweek. So we would go out on a midweek night and knock new doors. And anybody that even had a smidge, like a touch of an interest, we would write their door down and we would go back on Saturday morning. And we would knock those same doors on Saturday morning.
So you've been going on outreach twice a week?
We were going twice a week.
That's so
now
cool.
that the time has changed and Bible quizzing has started back up, we haven't been able to do that as much.
It's dark at 5 or 5:30 now.
But definitely in the summer and into September, early October, we were going twice a week. And 2 boys moved from Breeze Route into an apartment complex right next to Las Palmas, where we used to
Seems
go.
like everybody was going their direction. It's good to see they're giving a little back.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we started picking up those boys, and one night the sun was setting fast, and Darylyn's like, "Where should we go?" And I'm like, "We already have boys. They're new there. Let's go to that apartment complex." Well, we had 3 doors that showed interest. All 3 doors have come, but in one door, a family is now coming. They've only been coming for like 4 or 5 weeks. The son, the
Are
cousin.
these the boys that wore the suits
Yes.
and everything? Okay.
The son, the cousin, a friend have all got the Holy Ghost.
We're cautious about calling names on the podcast, just especially of minors, but this is such a neat story because their driver, Brother Ruben Lamelli, who he's just incredible. The way he has dove in head first with Sunday school and bus ministry is just incredible. But he's teaching those boys Bible studies, right?
Yes. And he goes and picks them up Sunday nights, family days. He just in the last 4 weeks, he's connected with that family. And there's the oldest boy is 16, and he has proclaimed that he wants to get his high school, and he is getting all his friends to that Bible study. And this last one, they had 3 high school boys there, and he's determined to get his whole friend circle from the high school.
Wow.
That's
to
so
Sunday
cool.
school.
Incredible.
And they come wearing the clothes that they got from the Gentleman's Corner from
Yes.
Brother Danny when they did that giveaway. It's just been a neat deal. So how many did you bring this last Sunday?
36
36. From 5 to 36. But
36.
36 is not an abnormality at all. You guys have been in
We've
20s
been at
and 30s.
25 plus now for about 2 months, I think.
It's just phenomenal. It's just absolutely incredible to see that. And then Orange Route had 40s, 43.
Yeah.
43.
Yeah, it was.
We'll
It was
have to start a new one
insane.
soon.
And
They
I
already
think
split,
they
kind
don't
of.
have a choice. Our
Yeah.
biggest bus that can go that far is a 35 passenger, which doesn't hold it. So they have 2 vehicles going out there to pick it up.
It's crazy how many of our buses are splitting, and some of them isn't just for size, some is just for distance.
Not just distance, or it's just time.
Well, I'm saying
they're-
distance from each other, like
Oh,
from stop to stop. So
But that's how new routes start.
yeah,
Absolutely. It's incredible. So they've been in the 40s. Theirs does have a little more, like their average isn't quite as consistent. I've seen them in the 20s a couple times, but man, they've hit 40s twice now.
Yeah.
yeah.
And for that route, which is relatively new in comparison to the others, it's just incredible. And do you know the other numbers, yellow and red, by any chance?
I can look.
Do you have those?
Yes.
But green route, we
25.
had 25.
Yes.
We had 21 on the way there, 24 back. It was kind of funny because some of them dropped off their kids at the thing, and then one of the moms picked up one of the kids there. So in all, we had 25 who came from our bus.
And what's so weird is that there's a family that I've really had a good connection with, and they said that they were going to be coming on the bus. And then that Sunday morning, they said, we're going to go in our own car. That Sunday morning, like at, what time did I text you guys? 8 a.m. or something?
Pretty early, yeah.
I don't know, maybe a little early. And so they said, we're going to take our own vehicle. And as far as I can tell, they didn't come. That was a whole family.
Yeah.
And I've been texting her, and I'm not getting any responses back. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay,
So,
so the
that could have bumped us up to close to 30.
Yeah. So the other routes, red had 9, yellow had 14.
Wow, that's a big
Which is
yellow
big
route.
for yellow. Yeah, it was crazy because that's with them. So when they were split up, they usually have I think it was Aria on her side, I think she said she had like the number just on her bus, what they normally have overall, which was like eight
That route's
or
a bit
nine.
volatile too as far as numbers. It does have a tendency to bounce
Yeah.
around. But that is our furthest route
Yes.
by far. I mean, they're driving one way 30, 40 minutes
'cause
to
they-
pick up kids.
yeah.
And you're probably wondering, why would you do that in an area this densely populated? Why would you have a random route out that far? Well, you chase kids. You have kids that move out that far, and they've been coming literally for 10, 12 years. What are you going to do? Say, no, you're too far away from us now? Instead, we just started a new route. Brother Dwayne Ezel said that's the best way that they've been starting routes is just chasing kids. So when a kid moves, they just start a new route there.
So I do have a funny story kind of about a new family we had this Sunday. When that apartment complex that we went, my son Landry, he's 13, and Noah Tirado, Danny Tirado's boy, they knocked on her door, and they came scrambling down the stairs, embarrassed, red-faced. Mom, I don't think I said anything right. I don't know what I did. I think I did it all wrong. I'm so embarrassed. I don't think I can knock another door. And I'm just like, no, let's keep going. You just, the more familiar you get, the easier it gets. I gave him something to say. That was that door. They came this Sunday, and Landry and Noah are on cloud 9. Like, even through all our mess up, God made a way, and they are just on cloud 9 because a mom, a daughter, and a baby.
That is so cool.
From that door.
It always goes to show it's not necessarily the technique. I mean, it's nice, to be smoother and more confident, whatever. But just go out and do it. You'll figure it out eventually, but just go knock
They
a
kept
door.
saying, we lost the battle, but God won the war.
Woo, all of a sudden they got super spirit. No, I'm kidding. That's so cool though. I've said this before as well, but I remember when I was their age, the thought of me knocking a door by myself was terrifying. I mean, I just Papa would make us go on outreach a lot. My dad, the pastor, is what we call him, Papa. We knock doors all the time, but it was always with an adult, right? And they kind of did the talking for us. Well, I'm watching these young kids that are much younger than I was, and they're not afraid of anything.
They're 13 and 15.
Those particular ones, then I'm watching like Evelyn and Marilyn and that age too, and they're not afraid of anything.
I have a feeling they're less afraid at that age almost.
It's wild.
And then, like, since they're starting young, they're like, well, I did it when I was 7, so I can do it now. And the thing is, when we did the
Well,
Rialto...
it could be that, those early teens, how people...
You feel awkward
You start
all of a
feeling a
sudden.
little... Yeah.
Well, I mean, and from the Rialto Blitz, when we did the whole outreach over Rialto, there was a lot of kids who got taken on outreach that don't normally go on outreach, which kind of put them out of their comfort zone. They saw people doing it, and then they're like, okay, it's not that scary.
There is nothing that will change your mind about outreach as much as somebody coming that you invited. It'll change your entire opinion of outreach. I remember the first time I know exactly where I was when people came that I invited. And it was just like intoxicating. I mean, it's addicting when you start having people going.
We had some cool stories on Green Bus this week. It was a bit chaotic because, somebody wasn't there.
Someone bailed on you guys.
Yeah, somebody wasn't there. But it was a great week. We had somebody...
Don't talk about Casey Lynn like that. That's not nice. Or Delaney. That is cold-blooded.
That is not who I'm talking about. And you know it.
They just might be throwing rocks at me. All right.
Yeah, just a
Yes,
little
and
bit.
we had a really cool story. Somebody who has not come since the beginning of this year.
But we
pretty
haven't
much.
given up on him.
No,
We
we've
have
been knocking. pretty
Driven
consistently.
that dude crazy.
And he finally came for the first time again in a long time this Sunday, and he brought 3 friends. It wasn't just him. He brought 3 friends, and that Sunday school, after the Sunday school was over and we had our altar call, him and all 3 of his friends are praying in the altar.
That's just incredible. They sent me a picture of that. And if I got the story right, I think he was pretty touched, and he was crying, and his friends were really concerned.
They were so sweet, though. They were sweet about it.
Oh, they were. Okay, tell me about it, because all I got was that story.
They all came down to pray, but you could tell the new ones, they'd never felt or seen anything like this. And at first, their eyes were just kind of like, what is going on? But then you could tell they started feeling it. And so this one in particular, to me, he had a little bit of tears in his eyes. Then he looks over and sees their friend that's been here before, really crying, and then they kind of gathered around him. Are you okay, friend? Like, it was just
so
really
cool.
sweet. It was sweet.
I tell different churches whenever we do some sort of Sunday school sessions of some kind about trying to develop consistent altar calls in your classroom. And I know it's easier for us because we're more of a children's church style. If you're in a more personal class, a smaller class, it might be more difficult to generate that atmosphere. But first time we started having altar calls, these kids didn't just walk up to the front. It was like browbeating them. Not really, we wouldn't do that. But it was tough. It was tough to get them up there. Well, now you have 3 brand new kids that have never been to Sunday school in their lives up in the altar praying, because they see their friend doing it, and they see a good chunk of the class just knowing into class, time to pray. And everybody does it. It's a culture. Everybody knows it's time for altar call. And that took a long time to develop. I mean, it was a focus of ours. Like it didn't happen by accident. Yeah. Like, we actually had talked about, like, we need to make a time of prayer every Sunday.
Now
even
the
if
kids
it's awkward.
know that end of the lesson shift. You can feel it.
Yeah.
They know how to connect and pray and bring that atmosphere.
It's absolutely true. Yeah, you can't force it. I don't care how much you try.
And
The kids have to feel it.
Another thing that's happened is the past 2 weeks, one of our boys from Shamrock, he would run up to me right after the altar call was over and just like hug me and like kind of start crying a little bit. But then if you would ask him, do you want to go up and pray? He would say, okay, and then run out the back. I think he misunderstood me and thought I said play.
Because
Because this is the second time it's happened. And I think I need to enunciate. Do you want to
Would
go
you like
up
to go
there?
speak to the Lord?
Yes. Change your wording.
Yes. Like, because I tried again and straight out the back.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Oh, one thing that was kind of cool on the bus. I don't know how she heard about Sunday school or anything, but we had an adult riding the bus. And it was just an older lady. She sat in the very front row. She was so
Where'd
sweet.
she come from?
I have no
She's
idea.
from Shamrock.
Okay, so I guess she's from Shamrock. I don't know. The first
The
time I saw her.
boys, the friends of that one boy who invited them, they know where she lives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no one invited her? She just
I have
showed up?
literally no idea. I
They
walked
might
on the
have
bus.
knocked on her door during Shamrock outreach sometime.
Yeah,
I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, 'cause
I
I
just
walked on the bus
didn't know
after
anything
getting
about
off of after hitting Willow, and I got on the bus and I was like, what the world?
That's awesome.
It was so cool. I sat down. I sat on the row behind her talking to some of the kids.
I have her name in
She
the
had
attendance.
she had candy and she was like giving it to us. Like, you guys can give us giveaways. I have random stuff in my purse. You guys can have as giveaways. You can do this, this, this. It was so cool. She was so sweet. And then we ended up dropping her off, and she was telling us wow, she always keeps her promises, and she had to go to another church right after. So Brother Danny dropped her off on the corner
At her church.
for another church. And she was like, well, I promised my friend I would go, so I have to go. And so can you drop me
That's
off
funny.
here? So she went to church again.
That's really cool. So I heard we had 132 kids in just our class.
Yes.
five
We're
women.
not counting adults.
That was just kids.
132 children.
We had to
from
move the
5 to
curtain
11.
back.
Because we have the whole curtain that's blocking off the back, and there
Do
was
you know
people.
about the irony of us buying those white benches where we were going to switch entirely to those white
Yeah,
benches?
no,
Those
I
are
think we
sit
used
a
both.
third of the kids,
You
maybe.
need a few more.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have to keep using the old benches and then setting out more chairs and stuff in the back.
The thing
It's
is,
unbelievable.
we had one white bench just against the wall.
Well,
And-
it's broke. They broke it.
So it was against the wall.
These are a lifetime warranty benches, so we're getting it fixed.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't know it was broken. And so we were just looking at it, and one of the teachers, I don't remember who it was, grabbed the bench and just sets it out. And then
It collapsed.
They sat down, and the kids sat down on it, and it just collapsed.
Yeah, it happened
and
the
then,
week before,
So
too.
we just had to. People were just shuffling in the back trying to get chairs, and that's right after that we moved the curtain. It was crazy, but it was also just, it was good.
It's great
Yeah.
to have that many, but it's also
We need more
chaos to
teachers.
have that many.
I'm
We just need
going to
some
take
crowd
exception
control.
to
Yeah.
that. I don't think it's that great. If we had the facilities, that would not be happening. Like we
It was-
would not. We
And
would
the thing
not.
is, there wasn't like,
We'd split it for sure, at least once. Down to like 5 to 8, 9 to 11
We
or
did go
something.
grab
Yeah.
a few adults because you were gone, Bob was
Yeah.
gone, Julian was gone.
Oh my word, we were all
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we went and grabbed some adults for.
Thank you, Jesus.
it was
Crowd
even
control.
like for like a lot of it, like there was even like almost all the teachers were sitting down like in the kids, and it was still like you couldn't reach
Or
everyone.
running around trying to
They're
get to all
still,
the kids.
You're still like, there's a kid in the back and nobody can get to him, so you have to get out of your row and then go get them. And it was,
I
like,
thought though for as many kids
Yeah,
as
it
there
wasn't-
were, it was
Okay,
it wasn't
was
as
pretty
bad
good.
as it could have been.
No.
That brings me to something I just heard on another podcast. They said, and we know this, but I'm going to say it for everybody listening. They said it like this: student engagement is your first line of defense in discipline and classroom management.
Yeah.
That is so true. You keep your class lively and interesting and engaging. That's a word that Gabe Baker likes to use a lot, and I think it's a great word. You engage the kids and keep them focused on what's happening, and you're going to cut down a lot of classroom problems.
Yeah.
Not all, because kids are kids. And they're
That's
good.
what I felt
Yeah.
like it was a very
Yeah.
engaging Sunday, and I felt like there was.
Yeah.
I thought it
The
went.
pictures
pretty
I
good.
saw were awesome.
Yeah. It was.
I don't know what you were doing with your teeter-totter thing and the girl and all that. I mean, I got bits and pieces from video clips, but that looked really cool.
Yeah.
Looks like you spent a lot of time
Built
putting
it.
it together.
Yeah, Larry built it.
That's
So-
cool.
And then Natalia drew me a life size.
Well, we'll go through it in a minute if
Life-size
that's
for a
okay.
kid.
Yep.
Anything else about bus ministry except the fact that we had a contest for 125 and whoever had the most kids on that Sunday, if I remember
Yes.
correctly,
Which
gets a
would be
pizza party,
orange.
Yes.
which is.
Freeze.
Orange on that one?
Yes.
But if we're
Sadly.
based on percentage of when that contest started, I think blue would take it by
Yeah.
a landslide.
Because Orange had 43 this Sunday, but they've had like higher numbers.
What, did they have like 20 at the beginning of the
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
They've done fabulous.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've doubled.
Yeah, but like the percentage of going from 5 to 36.
Hey, don't defend somebody else's route as well. Let
That was
Sarah
my
defend her own route.
When it was 5, it was my route.
I'm kidding. We've all moved around. We were all
Yeah.
have
And
been on that route.
hey, our route went down a bit and now it's going up again.
Yeah.
We're
But
rising again.
Yep. Yeah. And what's interesting, if you look at our people from like June till now, it's almost a new bus. Like as far as the kids we
Yes.
pick up, a lot of
we
the,
had a
lost
lot
a lot
of
of our
them move.
old.
a lot of them moved. Tons of
Yeah.
these kids moved. And
Yeah.
so probably a good 60-70% of the kids we're picking up right now are new kids from June. So if we hadn't been picking those up, we would be just hammered. We'd have single digits.
So,
Yeah. So it's been interesting. But let's go. It's already 10 o'clock. We had a long service. So let's go into our super class schedule.
So the first one was offering a prayer request. That was Sister Leia. She basically just had.
Let's move through those because I don't think
one was-
anything changed.
That one was just on a table, and then she had them just in the box.
Did she do anything different?
No, she would
Okay.
just like would have the mic.
So
and
they
then just
collect
call
prayer
people in.
requests. They collected offering before class started. Logan did something to keep the kids' attention, and then we went right into Elena creative intro, and that was. I'm sorry. We're talking about keeping Jesus first, even in the holidays as we enter November, December. We always like to have this Sunday where we tell the kids we can't lose focus of what, not only what the seasons are all about. Of course, we know it's all about Jesus, but there's a tendency to kind of slack off and kind of quit focusing on church, quit focusing on the things of God because, hey, this is a fun time to go,
Yeah.
just vacation out of school and go do whatever you want. So that's the whole purpose of this topic. So what did Elena do?
I actually helped her with this. Elena came out with some nice Christmas music playing in the background. It was some cool Christmas music. And she walks up onto the stage and is just so obsessed about Christmas. I can't wait to get presents. I can't wait to go visit my grandparents. I can't wait to eat lots of food. I just can't wait for all the stuff Christmas is about. And I walk in and she asks me, "Are you excited about Christmas?" I'm like, "Yeah, but Thanksgiving's first." And she goes, "Huh?
I think Walmart has that same problem.
Thanksgiving?
Seriously.
What's Thanksgiving?" And so I described it to her, saying, it's where we're supposed to be thankful for things. She still didn't get it until I mentioned that it was about food. And she's like, "Oh, you should have just started with the food." Yeah, it's food. And so basically she was pretending that, Maybe she wasn't, but who knows? That Christmas was all about stuff. And Thanksgiving, all the holidays were all about just stuff. I'm like, no, that's not what it's about. Look, there's a lot more to Christmas and Thanksgiving than that. Just why don't you just listen to class today and you'll find out exactly what's behind Christmas and Thanksgiving. So
That's awesome.
That was our intro,
good.
Elena's intro.
Okay, and then it went to Ruben Lamelli, the Weekly Challenge Super Kid of the Week, and
So-
he really planned for this. Like I loved his. When I say Ruben is like so earnest, you just got to read the chat of our Sunday school. He genuinely is like trying to do the best he can in every position that he does. And this one was a super kid. He wanted to pick just the right kid, and he wanted to give him just the right gift. And it was just, I just love how he goes about stuff.
Yes, he is what we all should be. He's very diligent in practicing. He's our bus driver. And so just a simple thing like one of you guys had a Teachers Against Kids, I can't remember, that might have been you, chant. And he spent the whole bus ride.
Yeah, it was Bree. Bree did it.
Chanting, memorizing it. He's like, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it right. And that's the way he did the rules. And
for the weekly challenge. And what's funny is not funny, but like
Let's do one more thing about Ruben. If you saw him, you would not think Sunday school teacher. Honestly, he doesn't.
like
He looks like
6'3".
your security, your bouncer, something. Like he's just a tough looking dude. Comes from a relatively rough background. He's not someone you would think would be really good around kids, and he is just phenomenal. I'm telling you, God has been blessing us. We lost Delaney, and it was just we hate Delaney not being here. But it's amazing how God gives us more people. He's not Delaney. He doesn't try to be Delaney. He's himself, but he's his own unique personality that is just a fabulous addition to our team. So I'm sorry. You were talking about the weekly challenge.
I was saying it was kind of a coincidence, not really a coincidence, but still, that for our like monthly teacher meeting, you and Bree had done you had talked about all the different places that people were less confident in, and you were talking about the weekly challenge, like make it a big deal, make the kid feel so important. And I think he really did this week. He had like the
music.
Yeah, he had like music
Is
playing.
this
in
the Super
the
Kid or Weekly Challenge or both?
Super Kid.
So Super Kid of the Week. And so he had like this big, a bunch of music playing in the background, and making it a really big deal. And it was really cool.
I love that because I want the other kids to genuinely think, I can't wait until that's me.
Yeah, it was honestly really cool. I had to walk out halfway through, so I don't know what exactly happened with the whole weekly challenge. But because I came in like as the Super Kid was happening.
Anything? It's so easy to get, especially at the beginning of class, for us to get pulled in 14 places and not really focus on what's happening.
I think he had a gift for each of them that he gave to them. I think he got them himself. But I don't really remember much of it.
He came
the
up with
weekly
a pretty
challenge
good weekly
this
challenge.
week is to write a list of things you're thankful for.
Yeah.
Which I really like because he did what we mentioned in the training as far as have the kids earn it, like not just do something that think of a happy occasion. Every kid can do that. Just earn it without trying. But taking the time to sit and write something, I like that. It's good.
Yeah.
Good job, Ruben. You're awesome.
So the next one was Tally.
Tally, tell us about
This
rules.
was interesting.
Oh no!
It was.
Okay,
It was really interesting.
In my defense, it wasn't my idea. It was my mom's.
It was still,
Yes, it was.
that actually is really surprising because I did not.
I still have no idea what happened.
No, you don't. So basically, see me, you see a thug, okay?
Yes.
Oh, the hat backwards.
Yes.
No,
All
hat
I saw-
sideways.
all I saw was a picture of you with the hat sideways. Had
and
no
like
context.
The fingerless gloves, and the kids
she
kept getting
cut
mad at her.
And sunglasses.
Yes, and the kids were getting mad at her for wearing her hat sideways instead of backwards.
Yes, and they said I also
then-
need to put it forward.
Yeah.
But basically, I just came in and I was looking for soap, man. I was looking for the soap. And I was talking to the kids. Do you got that soap, man? You got that soap? Hey, I know you. You got a piece of that soap, don't you? You got it. What is it? What is this? What is this? And then I just went around doing that.
It was hilarious.
The kids were
awesome.
crying. Hey, the kids
It was
were
hilarious.
engaged.
I was laughing.
You did
and I was
exactly what you were
supposed
supposed to, which is introduce the rules in a fun, exciting way that the kids don't even realize. Oh, I'm kind of not getting onto. Like they're giving me what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm enjoying it.
It was really funny. And so what's funny is so the skit wasn't ready yet, and the skit was next. And so Tally was just standing up there just saying random stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like
All about soap.
Yeah,
and
it was just she just
wanting
kept
that soap,
going.
and you better have that soap.
And because skit was like a couple minutes late because they were like rushing in the background. Some of the people had just gotten there because Bree was in the skit. And her bus literally got there as the skit was about.
Oh, so
Surprise,
Orange was
surprise.
late again, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were probably going
I'm
out- they were probably
shocked
going-
by that.
Bree made me promise not
And
to
it's
tell, but it went
amazing
out.
how defensive Liz and Bree are about that.
They were probably trying to
Truth
hit.
Bree's
hurts.
not even here to defend herself.
They were probably trying to hit the
She's probably just
125
running
so
late.
much.
Oh, ouch.
She'll be here in about 20
I
minutes.
love you, Bree.
They were probably trying to hit the
I'm
125 so good that they were going on outreach that morning too. They were just getting new kids.
No, they were just hitting outreach from Saturday.
Oh yeah, they've been there all night. Yeah.
No, they were just showing up. I'm sorry. I'm being so cold-blooded. They have a long drive. They
Yeah.
picked up twice as many kids as
Yes,
we do.
yeah.
We pick ours up 5 minutes from the church. So I'm just being a jerk.
Yeah.
So I apologize, Orange, for all of the terrible
So
things
it
I
was
said.
really funny though, because Tally just was standing up there because she was about to walk off because so the skit could come up, and then the skit people were just going behind the stage, and like she got panicked. Like she was like, got that soap and just started just going off again.
So apparently I needed to take a shower. I needed some of that soap for myself, like the real soap. And apparently another thing we did was pretty much they gave me hat fashion advice the rest of the time.
Got it.
So
Hey, but you kept
So,
him engaged.
Yeah, they
Real
were-
quick, if this is the people's only podcast they've heard, explain what SOAP stands for.
soap is our rules. We respect. And then the anagram of soap is we respect self for S, others, authorities, and place, as in God's house. So those
Excellent.
are the rule. Soap.
That's really funny. So what happened with the skit?
So
what
the
was it?
skit was with Erica, Sarah Torado, Brother Danny Torado, and Bree. And so Erica was just trying to go through life. She had so much stuff to do. She had 2 chapters left to finish her Bible for the year. She had to do she had to do a Sunday school lesson. She had to go to choir practice. And every time she did, one of them would come in and say like, oh, well, Sarah represented like her friends. And she was like, oh, well, we got to go to the mall. You can't ditch us. You can't not like leave us hanging. You have to go to the mall with us. So she was putting other things first instead of putting God first, and it just ended up to where she didn't get anything done. She kept saying, but I was too busy to get this done. I was too busy, until it was just all fell apart, and she just didn't know how to get everything done because she didn't keep Jesus first, so she didn't get all of her things done.
Got it. Awesome. Very good. And then we have the Plan of Salvation chant, Sarah Torado. Anything different than normal? Or
No.
that one we don't get super creative on because we don't want to lose the focus of,
Yeah.
of that. Anyway, we're trying to burn it into their brains. All right. Then we have Action Song. Tristan,
Yes.
what'd you guys do?
So the first song we did was Praise the Lord Every Day. So I just said pretty much how you have to keep Jesus first in every single day, no matter what, because it says,
Ooh,
like,
praise the Lord
from
every
From
day.
your head to your shoulders, your knees to your toes, you got to put everything into it. You can't be half-hearted. You have to put him first. You have to have him be the center and just.
So on March
Yeah.
13th and December 25th.
Mm-hmm.
The same
Yes,
focus.
every day.
Oh yeah.
What-
I was,
what
no,
I was like, did I say something wrong?
No, I was thinking of like, hey,
What's the
I was like,
connection
yeah, I
between
was
March 13th
No, I
and
was trying to figure
December?
out what March 13th is. I was
It
like, okay,
was random,
December I get, but like,
intentionally.
what's March 13th?
2 days away from the
I
end of
almost-
March.
Yeah, I almost
Yeah.
picked Jennifer and Logan's birthday, but all right, not intentionally. All right, so praise the Lord every day, great. Then a mini object lesson by Bree. What you guys know what she did?
Yes, it was really cute. So she came in with wrapping paper in a box and started talking about how excited what she was. She has to give this gift, and she's going to do a great job wrapping it. And the whole time she's talking and doing a wrapping job, a beautiful wrapping job, and then gets Kristen to come up and, I got this gift for you. You're so special. Here you go. And when Kristen opens it up, she forgot to put the gift in.
Oh, that's really good.
She forgot to put the gift in because she was so consumed with how she was wrapping it that she forgot the
That is
most
such a good
important. Yeah, she forgot the most important part.
You forgot to put anything inside.
Yeah, which
It's
was
all
the
about
gift.
the wrapping.
Yeah.
How have I never heard that lesson?
I don't know.
in
It was
all the
really
years
good.
of been
I know.
teaching
It was
this?
really, really
That
good.
is Bree.
All right,
She
Bree,
just
we
is
forgive you
just-
for being late.
Yeah.
That was a really good lesson.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. We need to record that and put it on the website.
Yeah. That was really good.
Creative memory verse, Greg?
That was Bree. Greg was unable to do it. So Bree took it, and she had it on a whiteboard, and then she had.
Oh, that's right, and it wasn't KJV.
She actually did the wrong
That's
thing.
right. She got called out.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
She got called out.
It's okay. It's okay.
She did like the
I
message.
was in the back going.
the Vine
This is a
I was listening.
amplified.
Okay, because I was listening
Interesting
to it,
version.
and I was like, okay, for some reason this doesn't sound right.
Bree,
but I'm
it sounds like we're
trusting
picking
her.
on you. I'm sorry.
I know,
We're
poor
just-
Bree.
I didn't even know.
Reverse our earlier
I wasn't
opinion
there.
of how
I
great
had
you
no
did.
idea until someone put her on blast in the chat.
Hey, she's probably awake. She's probably asleep. It's not 2:00 in the morning.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that? 2 something?
Oh yeah, it was
I
at
don't
like
think she ever sleeps.
2:43.
Your
She
random
was
question
just it was just so random.
She's nuts. All right. Then we had a second action song, and that was Trystan.
That we did Praise by Elevation Worship. It was a completely new song. We've never done it before, but the kids seemed to really like it. It's not the fully extended version, so there's some parts that are missing, but it seemed to keep them pretty involved.
Which song is that?
Praise the
Okay.
Lord.
That's like wildly popular right now.
Yes,
it seems like
I
everybody's
think
singing that.
every conference I've been
So
to.
I did it because
Sang it.
the kids know it. They may not know the actions to it, but they still know the song like in and of itself.
You
so
made up actions to it?
Okay, we've done it at Redlands Church. We've made actions for it, and then I kind of took
Cool.
them so they're a little bit like easier to do, and they're not as like
I like
some
it.
of them were like pretty detailed, but the kids seem to like it. They seem to, at least for the front. I couldn't really see the back because some of them were sitting down, but I think they went okay.
Sarah said it.
yeah, I
seemed to
think
really
they
like
enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Then we
even
had the
had-
final lesson, and what were we saying?
I was saying, I even had Uncle Joel, like pastor. He texted me and was like, "Hey, what was that song you had the kids do the actions for?" I was like the first one or the second one, because I did too. And he was like, the one you did at the end. And I was like, oh, it's Praise by Elevation Worship. He goes, Avalyn's been singing it all day. She doesn't know what it is. And I was like, okay. So and then I asked Abby about it today, and she said she liked it. So. Yeah.
Well, if she's singing it all day, she better. All right, final lesson. Sarah, I saw a lot of cool pictures. What happened?
All right, so my a lot of my object lessons come from things that I don't know. I just when I'm thinking about it, that I deal with as far as especially this topic, keeping Jesus first in the holidays. As a mom, busyness, finding the balance during this season is very, very difficult. And if you don't keep Jesus first, your balance is you're just gonna get stressed. Going out shopping, you see these people that don't even look happy. They just look angry and mad. And it's because their lives are completely out of balance. And so for me, when I thought balance, I thought old-fashioned scale. And so I had Larry make
Like scale, not like get on and this
No.
weighs, I weigh too much
the
today.
old-fashioned balance scale.
Yeah.
With the arms.
Yeah.
So Larry
So-
made like a 6-foot one, just out of wood. He found a thing, like a guide online. And then I put 2 baskets, and then Natalya's a really good artist. I can't draw.
Well, Bree walked in. She's running just a touch late, almost like that orange route.
We blasted you the entire
Yeah.
time.
She literally just walked in, and we have
love you,
roasted her
Bree.
for the last 20 minutes.
You came in at the end.
Yes, you're gonna
Get a chance to defend yourself.
make sure you
Bree.
listen to this
To be
tomorrow.
fair, we also gave you major bragging kudos for bringing the most kids on the day we broke 125.
Yes.
So,
Well, thank you.
would you like to say anything in your defense as you were late again? I'm kidding. You don't have to say anything. You brought the most kids.
Also, she was here.
That's right. And poor Tally got her mic taken, or she gave it away. No, but she said that Bree, your object lesson was really cool, and based on what they said, it sounds like it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really
like
good.
really cool.
Thank you. I'm trying to remember what it was.
It was
The wrapping.
Oh yes, yes. Okay.
The empty box.
it was amazing.
I remember now.
I'm sure.
Did someone else do the object lesson?
That's
She was a little stressed that day. She brought 43 kids.
yeah.
Did we talk about it already or
Yeah.
We talked about bus.
all
Man,
the
we-
things? Okay.
We're almost done.
We're actually about to wrap up.
We are
well, then
39
that's my cue to
minutes.
leave.
No. We're 39 minutes into the podcast, so you may as well stick around. We actually even were giggling about the fact that you'd show up 30 minutes late to the podcast, and it's
That's
actually
what's
39
funny.
minutes.
Look better late than never. All right.
Sorry. Sarah's final lesson.
Yeah.
The scale,
Okay.
2 baskets.
Natalia drew a life-size female like silhouette, and I put it on the scale. And so I had things printed, and so I talked about keeping your life in balance. So you have friends, but if all you ever want to do is hang around your friends, your life's going to be out of balance. So you don't want to tell them about Jesus, your life's out of balance. And so then I balanced it with outreach. I had family, and I balanced it with church. Just different things in life that balance with different things in church. And if you only have things in the world, and the two baskets were labeled life and God. And for everything you have in life, you've got to have something that relates to God. Because if you don't, if it's you're only of this world, your life's going to be out of balance. But you can't also neglect your family. You can't just be in church, and not take time to be with your family.
And not have a job. You know.
Correct. I did
I'm super
school.
spiritual, but I live on the curb.
Yeah, I did school, but I did say for the adults in the room, this would substitute job. Yeah, so.
We don't know what you said. What?
But then,
I said curbside Sunday school.
Homeless Sunday school.
so then I told the story of Martha and Mary, and how Martha's life got out of balance because all she did was clean. And then I had named my girl Martha, so I kept talking about Martha. And then I said, there's another Martha in the Bible. So then, let's see, next. What did I do next after that?
I just saw the clip of you talking about the Bible.
My Martha, the little girl Martha, the holidays came. She had been doing her best to keep her life in balance. Her life was all in balance. And then the holidays came, and then I started pulling things out, like a gift bag and food and greed and money, and just started putting them in the life balance. And she didn't have any time left for the God side of her life. And then her life was just completely out of balance.
That is really good. You guys did an awesome
Super
job.
neat.
That's incredible.
And then you had one more section of your.
Yeah.
What was that last part?
So the way I closed it was I had 3 pretty gifts, and then just one that looked like a balled up piece of paper. I had 3 kids come up and choose any gifts from the table. Of course, they didn't choose the balled up piece of paper. But inside, I had a little baby Jesus manger. And so I at the very end, I read Isaiah 53 is how I closed it. While we played "Oh How He Loves You and Me,"
Oh wow, that's awesome.
and the whole reason for the season. There are too many people in
Talking
life.
about like root out of dry ground.
Yes, and
no form of comeliness.
at Christmas time and the holidays, it's still the same. They didn't desire him back then. They don't desire him now.
Wow.
And how about us make a commitment? Let's all raise our hands. And he loves me. He came for me. And so I had him. One of my favorite things to do is say, get your finger up. Don't point it at yourself and say, God loves me. And when you see the kids do that and like really think about that statement, like God loves me, then it just does something, and you could see it visibly do something to
That
them.
in conjunction with the lesson that you did, Bree, as far as it being all about the wrapping and nothing about what's actually that Christmas is all about, that the Thanksgiving's all about. You know, that is really, really a good lesson to pass on. Man,
It was a good week.
why didn't we record this? This is really solid stuff. Maybe we can again. We have a backlog of Sundays.
Yeah,
that
we
need
still have to record their Bree and Sister Leia's teacher takeover. We still
What happened that day?
We haven't recorded it. Remember, Spanish church was taking over.
That's right. No, that's
Well, I'm
their
saying not
time to
Spanish.
have
No, I'm
Sunday
not saying,
school.
but like, yeah, they had Sunday school that week, so we couldn't record, and then we didn't record it during the week.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really, really good one. So maybe we can, I don't know, do another recording and get bits and pieces of all of these, because these are too good not to do.
We just need to have a cram recording session.
We should.
We just do several.
Everybody
Sundays.
bring a piece, and we'll just go and record the snot out of stuff.
With a Sunday school bus party.
Oh, there we go. Hey, we actually threatened to do that at one of these. Remember, we promised we were going to. Everybody had to come up with an object lesson on the spot.
Oh man.
Like you'd be
Do we
random
have a
drawing.
random
like,
item?
a random item. You had to do it, and we were going to record it and post it no matter what.
Wait. We should do like a white elephant. Like everyone buys something for a lesson, and then you pick.
And if you accidentally get your own and you hang yourself, that'd be a bummer.
They have to use that object in the next 6 months in a lesson.
Okay, give them time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have time to think about it.
Speaking of, when we were doing the cleanup in the back, I found a full packaged flannel graph. And so if you don't know
Did you
it,
just say what's a flannel graph?
Mom, I don't know what a flannel graph is either, except for from hearing it.
Old.
Brother Phillip.
Basically, they
if you
used to tell
can't see my
Bible
face,
stories
I'm
with
really
it.
angry that my daughter said that. My own daughter does not know what a flannel graph is. This was one of the main teaching methods of teachers about 20 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's the felt sticky thingies that you put on the board or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not
I
felt.
didn't know they
it's
were
not-
called anything. I
It's
was
not
like,
sticky,
shapes.
except that in and of itself, felt sticks to felt. So you have pictures of like Jesus, and you stick him on, and you put. I'm so
Jesus
sad that I
goes
have
to
to
the
explain this.
No.
But the reason I brought this up is I have made up my mind. I am going to do a lesson with flannel graph because it's so different. I'd be willing to
Because
bet.
nobody knows what it is.
I'd be willing to bet the kids are going to be like, "That was so cool."
It's like
Even
singing.
though it is like stepping
It's like
into
singing
ancient
a song
history.
from the songbook sometimes.
It is, and people are like, "Wow, what a great song! When did you write that?"
You're like
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was like, King David wrote that one.
Yeah, pretty much. So seriously, that's my challenge to myself, as I'm going to teach and hopefully make it an interesting lesson.
Use it for
using
the
flannel
skit.
graph. Huh?
Use it for the skit.
What skit?
The skit or object, use
Oh
it
yeah,
for a
no, I'm
skit.
going to do it for my lesson.
Yeah.
For the final lesson, I'm doing the flannel graph. I am. I've already challenged myself.
I think you should make Super Freddy do the lesson with it. Just do a puppet
got
show
weird.
object lesson all in one. Although it would probably stick to him.
Okay, it's late. It is 46 minutes in. Real quick, so I wasn't here not because I didn't want to be here, but I was in Texarkana at the Calhoun's Church, and they have one of the most incredible Sunday school areas I have ever seen. I took pictures, but they have each room is decorated in a incredible way. Like the first one I walk into is all underwater. There's literally a boat hanging from the ceiling. There's an aquarium that's a wall, an aquarium like with live fish.
Wait, it's like a literal aquarium, not just
A
made to
literal
look
aquarium
like
with live fish.
I'm sorry.
And to the left, so Bree doesn't have a mic, and so every time she said something, nobody can hear it, and so then they shove mics at her, and she has to repeat
They're
it.
always entertaining, though. It's always entertaining, though.
Anyway, to the left is a ball pit, built-in ball pit.
I've always wanted
I want one for the toddler class needs one.
It's just
Can
that
the
was
big kid
room
class
one.
have one?
Then I
class needs
walked into room two, and room two is a house built in the corner, like a full house, like the room,
What?
like you can go in the house.
No way.
It's incredible.
And we
Every
weren't
room
invited to
was like
go?
that.
I don't.
Now they had bought this from a church that had it before, and they had invested many thousands of dollars into this place. In fact, this
Oh, no, I'm scared.
and the hallway. They just haven't taken it down yet. I probably shouldn't even be saying this, Brother Calhoun. If you hear this and you're angry that I revealed this, I'm sorry. There's actually a wall that says Hollywood.
Oh, no.
Not Holly. Hollywood. Because everyone knows Hollywood is so holy. And so they've changed. And it's actually, now the Calhouns didn't do this. The church before them did.
That's hilarious.
And the whole, like, it's backlit. And it looks like it's exactly the Hollywood letters, but it says Hollywood. And underneath it has verses, be ye holy primal.
And this is in Texas?
Yes. But I'm looking at that. I'm like, this Hollywood with holiness verses underneath it. Like, this is the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. I don't think you could apply the word holy to anything that comes out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the ball pit, though, is significant.
Yes. I think we need to get one for youth class and just see what happens.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Anyway, so all of that just give me ideas of what, when we get that educational building, it's on.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
it's
yes.
going
So
to
excited.
be awesome.
That's neat.
First, you're going to walk into the jungle, and then we're going to go into
There's a jungle hallway.
active
A whole jungle hallway.
volcano. Okay.
There really is.
Yes.
Active volcano.
Yes.
Real
Yes.
volcano.
Super active.
You had me until you got to the word active.
Well, it can be
you
active
lost
with
me right there.
elephant toothpaste.
Yeah, elephant
Maybe we can just
or
import
the
some
ball
magma.
GI or something.
or like the
Yeah, CGI magma.
A volcano. And it spews ball pit. It
is
spews
the ball
balls for a
pit.
ball
Okay,
pit.
volcano.
That's actually
I can
pretty
get
cool.
that.
Tristan
Get
has
behind
big
that.
brain ideas right now. I
You
have
push a
zero.
button and it just starts.
And they're
spewing
orange
out
and
the-
red and yellow balls.
Ooh,
We need to
color
talk to Uncle Joel about
coordinating.
this.
Okay, moving right along. But it was incredible. And then, so we had services Sunday morning, Sunday night. The reason I'm bringing this up is there was a family that came, and there was a group of about 6 kids. They weren't all from the same family, but they came from the same home. So Sunday night, 2 of them got the Holy Ghost. But 2 of them, I have never seen kids, and they say they've only been coming a week or 2. Like this, they're brand new to this. One of them was so wrecked by how he, like the emotions that he had, he literally almost couldn't breathe. Like for probably, I'm telling you, 20 minutes after, he was just like, like just over, and he had won a big old mountain bike, and so he's trying to ride this mountain bike, but he couldn't like hardly get it. It was so unbelievable, and his sister was, anyway, it's incredible. It's incredible.
So cool.
So, anyway, it's just neat to see it. What
It's
an
neat
incredible
to
time.
see Sunday school exploding
Yep.
Yes.
all over the nation.
Yep, absolutely. It's not just here. So if you, speaking of, and we got to wrap this up, but we have a WhatsApp chat for children's ministries of the children's ministers of the Apostolic movement. So if you want to interact with other people, get your pastor's blessing first. But if you do, contact us info@apostolicsundaySchool.com, and we'll get you in that WhatsApp chat. And it's just full of ideas, and give us your ideas, and we'll share ideas. We put pictures of what happened on our current Sunday. All kinds of stuff. By the way, my asthma is freaking out right now. I can't even breathe.
You have it too? Oh my word!
Yeah, I have it too because I laugh so hard I can't breathe right now. Anyway, ever since harvest, I've been all messed up. All right. Anything else? Are we done?
I think we
Anything else?
covered all that.
I think we are all in agreement that we are definitely done. If you have any ideas about what you want us to talk about, go to info@apostolicsundaySchool.com and send us an idea. And you what?
Jordan, one of the boys on the bus, his mom is now
They
getting a
live
Bible
near the
study.
River Jordan. And it's yeah.
Yeah. So the mom came on her own. Didn't even go on the bus.
Did we count her?
No, we did
We
not.
forgot to.
26.
26.
Yes.
Seriously, that's
Yeah,
that counts.
26.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
128.
Everybody
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah. So the mom came and she went up to the big church. Like she came on her own, and then she apparently she got a Bible study with one of the girls at our church.
With Bree's roommate, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're acting surprised you didn't know she got a Bible study with one of our bus moms?
We
Apparently not.
The look
Okay,
on
this
her
is-
face.
I'm so proud of her. I had
So-
Yeah, so Ashley got a Bible study
Yeah.
with our bus mom that
Yeah,
showed.
and it was really cool because so none of us even knew the mom was coming, and then Sister Leia came to me and was like, "Hey, do you know that boy on the? Do you know what bus he's from?" Like she pointed him out. I was like, "Oh yeah, he's my bus," and she was like, "His mom's here," and said when Sunday school's over to have him go up to the big church, and I was like. She's like, is like she picking him up? And she's like, no, he's here for service. And she said, just send him on up, so don't worry about taking him home. And I was like,
That is awesome.
what? It was really
and
cool.
the boy who hasn't come in forever, his mom mentioned that she was interested in coming too.
Oh, that's big. That's super cool. Anyway, good things are happening in bus and Sunday school. Thank you guys all for listening. Did you have something else to say, Sister Sarah?
Darylyn and I are going to do a turkey and ham drawing Sunday, but only to adults that come on the bus.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
We
a
have
good
a big
one.
Thanksgiving dinner. We won't cover it right now
Smart.
because we'll cover it post Thanksgiving somehow because I'm not even in town. So we'll figure out somebody to do it. I don't know what we'll do. But anyway, all right, guys.
Hey, Zoom podcast or
Imagine.
a WhatsApp in that WhatsApp group.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later. It's been a great podcast. Bye.